So living your truest identity really came out of a relational dialogue that I was having with the Lord many years ago, when I was really stuck in a place myself in terms of who I was or who I thought I was. And then the Lord began to talk to me about, well, Graham, this is how I see you, and this is how you are known in heaven. And in the midst of that conversation, I realized that He was giving me an identity that would enable me to overcome everything that I felt I wasn't. And so the premise of the whole talk is, the first stage is how you're known in heaven. This is how I see you. This is what I've called you to do. This is your persona. This is your identity. These are the resources that come with that. And so God establishes your identity, and then what He does is He takes that identity of how you're known in heaven, and He starts to make war on every negative aspect of your thinking, your personality, your perspective, your perception of yourself and the world around you. So the first talk, how you're known in heaven, then morphs into the second talk, which is establishing your internal overcomer. So the whole idea is that the identity that God says, this is who you are, this is how I see you, this is how I'm going to relate to you, that then becomes the central focus of your relationship with God. So that all of your praying, all of your speaking and thinking and acting is derived from your identity. But what happens is that identity has to make war on your negativity that you grew up with about yourself. So for example, in Judges chapter 6, God calls Gideon and He says, "Hello, you mighty warrior. I've called you to deliver Israel. Have I not sent you?" And immediately all of Gideon's kind of negativity about himself rises up, which is what it's supposed to do, because when identity comes down, negativity, it draws the negativity out of you, so that then identity replaces all of that. So he says, well, how can I do that? I'm the least in my father's house. We're the poorest tribe in our family, in our tribe, and I'm the least, I'm the youngest. In other words, I can't do this. I'm no good. Look at my history. Look at who I am. I can't do it. And it's like, here's the thing about the Lord, is when He shows you your identity, He's not going to listen to you, blab on about, well, I can't do it. He's saying, well, no, you can do it because this is who you are. If you want to live in this place of who you are not, then you definitely can't do it. But your identity displaces your negativity. And so what's fascinating is when God shows you your identity, that identity then begins to work on all your negative thinking, your negative personality. All those things begin to be eradicated so that you actually become the person that God sees when He first spoke to you. So that's living your truest identity. The whole talk is about the process of how that happens. It's about how God speaks to you, how that begins to define who you are, and then how that identity, the second talk, establishing your internal overcomer, is the process that God uses to establish your identity and get rid of all the stuff you don't want. So, brilliant. Check it out. It'll be fun.